Hello everybody, Module Murphy here, and welcome to The Monster Inside. Now, in one of my earlier videos, I was talking about how I was kind of disappointed because the software that I had couldn't really record a lot of the games. Well, I was able to watch a YouTube video that kind of showed me how to kind of fix some of my processing issues. So now I can play some of the games that I've been wanting to play. So again, this is The Monster Inside. It's an audio-visual novella by Random Seed Games, and it's got quite a few chapters. Like, if you click on the chapters here, it's got a decent amount, so I'll probably do... I'll do two chapters per episode, depending on how long they are. So I'll do 2 chapters per episode, and then on the last one I'll do 3 and finish it off. So, alright, we're gonna just jump right in here into The Banker. I'm actually really excited. I had this game, I've been wanting to play this for a while, but again, I couldn't record it because my software, the settings are off in the dirt. So anyway, alright, I'm gonna fix my computer screen. The head pounded. My head pounded. Ears still ringing slightly. Some of the worst nightmares I had in years left me thinking like I'd been punched in the jaw. But just like any other day, I dragged myself to the office. That sucks. Oh! Okay. There was another notice on the door from Mayor Vinetti's office. Permits out of date. They didn't like me much and were trying to drown me in paperwork. Okay. It was a slow month. Weeks since I had any real case to work on. So I passed the time pacing the office, smoking and staring at the mirror in the corner, safely covered with an old bed sheet. It's kind of like a 50s, 40s America kind of vibe going on to it. I don't dare look at my own reflection. I'm too afraid of what I might see. Afraid someday I might have to face what I really am. What are you? The girl came in so quiet, I nearly choked on my cigarette. Well, why is it in your fucking mouth that far? Mister, please. You gotta help me, mister. You ever heard of knocking first? Yeah, what can I help you with? Calm down. Calm down now. Sit and talk slow. Yeah, what can I help you with? Please. No one else will listen to me. Go on. She eyed me with just a dash of suspicion as I tossed back a handful of pills and chased them with a swig of whiskey. I could tell this might take a while. So I'm gonna drown myself in pills of whiskey. Her name was Lily. She told me she was his mistress. The man all over the newspapers, the infamous banker, Mr. Reginald Farnsworth. Dr. Farnsworth? Said a little girl. Mr. Farnsworth was a drunk, philandering bastard, but this girl seemed genuinely concerned that he had recently gone missing. Oh. Less concerned about the fact that Mr. Farnsworth's wife had just turned up dead in Central Park 2 nights ago. You don't understand. He just couldn't have done it. He hated his wife, but he couldn't have killed her. Everyone thinks it was him, and no one believes me. He's got to be in trouble. I ain't saying I believe you, but what makes you think he's in danger? Case looks pretty simple to me. Alright, so let's see. Well, Mr. Jack. The name's Jack. You can just call me Jack. Jack. Whoever did that to his wife must have been the one who took him. He would have never left me without me. He promised me. I'm sure Mr. Farnsworth promised this poor girl a lot of things. Yeah. Please, the cops won't listen to me, and they want to bring him in on charges. You got to prove it wasn't him before they find him. Honestly, I doubt they are in too much of a hurry. Yeah. Farnsworth had practically the entire police force in his deep pockets. Probably why they hadn't found much yet. If they found him and brought him in, this would be due to public pressure. Sometimes a mob with pitchforks is more dangerous than one man with money. You've got my curiosity, but you might not like what I find. I can help you. We'll get to the bottom of it. Don't you worry now. Alright, let's do that one. Oh, thank you, mister. Jack. Thank you. But please, be careful. I don't think this was any murder or kidnapper. I think it was a beast. A beast. Beast. The words struck me funny. Like when you jar your elbow on a hard corner. Okay? Not a word many use these days, except in hushed whispers and bedtime stories for children. Oh, they were real enough, all right. They just got better at hiding, controlling their unseemly urges. But I hadn't seen any monsters in nearly 15 years, back when I was still a cop myself. It's definitely an interesting theory. I can help you. We'll get to the bottom of this. Don't you worry now. Lady the detective work to me. Let's not jump to conclusions. Definitely an interesting theory. I just have a feeling about it. Something tells me you can get to the bottom of it. You're good at this sort of thing. Well, how do you... Okay. Sure. Can't you see how busy I am with cases? I replied a little too harshly. Sarcasm wasn't my strong suit. Dick. I reassured her some more and sent her on her way. I didn't want to scare her, but I warned her before she left to keep her doors locked and call me if she saw anything suspicious. I didn't know if she was in any danger herself, but better safe than sorry. That night, I made my way down to Central Park. It was a long shot, but maybe there was something there the cops had missed. Oh, so these chapters are going to go quick. Oh, I'm not going to do 2 per episode. I'm probably going to do like 3. The scene was already picked clean by the cops days ago, but I've got a knack for finding the things others overlook. A knack, more of a symptom of a condition. Other, less useful symptoms I kept in check, but for the time being, my keen sense of smell would come in handy. It was faint, but I could smell it before I even approached the police line. The scent was less of a thing and more of an emotion. What? Seduction. What? You smelt seduction in the air? Okay. A strangely familiar smell. Okay. I expected the scent of trepidation or maybe even outright fear, but Mrs. Farnsworth seemed to have been at the height of pleasure when she left this world. What the fuck kind of detective am I? Brought new meaning to a crime of passion. This is so cheesy. Pushing the thought from my mind, it was time to get down to business. Investigate the scene. Oh. I can actually... muddy footprints everywhere, difficult to pick out anything from the prints the cops left behind in their haste. Oh. The cops don't wear $2,000 pairs of carquinos. Looked like Mr. Farnsworth was there that night, and walked away on his own 2 feet. Scratch marks. A burn mark on the tree nearby caught my eye. I ran my finger along its length and felt a chill down my spine. It looks like scratch marks, not burn marks. This wasn't just any burn mark. This was the mark of an ancient magic. It's doubtful the cops would have picked up on it. Could Lily have been right? Something unnatural was at play here. Ancient magic? What kind of fucking game am I playing? I thought like a 1950s like game, but this shit got crazy quick. But I was no stranger to the strange. After looking around for a little while longer, I realized the park had given up all it was hiding from me, so I trudged back to my apartment, and my head hit my pillow. Like it owed me money. If my head hit the pillow like it owed me money. I like that. That was funny. That was good. The next morning, I was reeling from another bout of ghoulish nightmares, but I tried to hide my discomfort when I saw Lily was already sitting outside my office. She waited wordlessly as I unlocked the door and ripped down another notice from the mayor's office. I motioned for her to step inside. Seemingly afraid of what I might say, she finally worked up the courage to ask. So, what did you find? Well, I got some good news. Farnsworth might still be alive. Not sure about beasts, but something unnatural is at play. Might be right to worry about monsters. Found a spells mark. Let's be honest with her. What does that mean? What about Reggie? Do you know where he might be? Found his footprints. Seems like he got out safely. There was no signs of the scene. There were signs he was at the scene and slipped away. Found his footprints. My tone was indifferent towards her as I turned and grabbed a bottle from my desk drawer. A dryness in my throat made it difficult to swallow my meds. Are they prescribed meds or self-prescribed meds? But you don't know where he went? Do you think the news this morning is related? What news is that? Haven't you heard? Well, I guess not. I'm asking you. Nope. Rough night followed by a rough morning. Oh, they found the police chief's wife dead down by the docks. They say it happened last night. Let me guess. Chief Amato is missing too? My face might have betrayed a hint of satisfaction as she confirmed my suspicions, but it faded quickly. Amato was a shit cop and a shit chief. Well, damn. Fuck him then, right? He was half the reason I left the force, but now his wife was dead and I had more questions than I did the day before. The gears in my head started to spin, which wasn't helped by the splitting pain at my temples. I told Lily I needed time to work, and she left slightly dejected, wanting more answers than I could provide. That night, after the cops had cleared out of the docks, I would slip down and see what I could uncover concerning Mrs. Amato's untimely demise. Yeah, the chapters are flying by. The cold air smelled strongly of salt and oil and seduction. Could it be? Seduction? That smell again. Like someone had bottled pure arousal and used it as perfume. It is seduction. It hit me like a long-forgotten memory, but the sensual fumes soon gave way to a rush of adrenaline. I knew exactly what the scent reminded me of, and that scared me more than not knowing. I looked down at my hands, shaking. The nightmares. The headaches. No. I was better now. Reformed. I had to focus. No jumping to conclusions. Follow the evidence. Investigate the scene. Okay, what's this? Pile of chains? Red Phoenix cigarettes. It's like a pile of chains to me. Same shitty brand I smoke every day. Everyone's got their vice. There, just there, the smallest piece of purple fabric, torn and caught in the splinter of a board. The police report didn't say anything about Mrs. Amato wearing purple, and it was certainly of a quality that you wouldn't expect down here. Don't see too many high society types around flaunting royal purple threads. I pulled out my own pack of reds and lit it. I could already feel another headache coming on, but looking out over the waves seemed to help me forget. The cold helped me push down the unforgettable thoughts that had I am having a tough time reading today. Uncomfortable thoughts that had been bubbling up to the top of my brain. Next chapter. I honestly don't remember the walk back to the office. Apparently, I spent the night in my easy chair. The air from the docks lingered on my clothes. It was still dark out. No, I checked the clock. How long had I been out? Had I really slept through the entire next day? Oh my god. Must be seduction at work. A newspaper was sitting under the floor, or under the door. As I stood to fetch it, I nearly fell over. A wave of nausea hit me like a ton of bricks. Oh no. I steadied myself and regained my composure. Before I even picked up the paper, I could already read the headline. Please don't be the mistress. Breaking, mayor missing, wife found dead. Okay, at least it's not the mistress. 2 cases is a coincidence. 3 is a pattern. 2 is not a coincidence. That is not a coincidence. No, 2 was a pattern. 3 is a problem. Well, 1 was a problem. 3 is a super problem. The cops would come asking questions soon. They knew I had history of antagonizing all the victims. I stumbled to my desk and slammed back 3 days worth of inhibitor pills. I couldn't take any chances. I had to investigate the scene to be sure. I think I did it. I think the way this is going to end so far, my prediction is that this guy's the murderer. I threw on my jacket and went to the door. Lily caught me off guard on the other side. Jack, where are you off to? I've been trying to reach you all day. I'm sorry, Lily, but I don't have time to talk. I gotta go. I've just been busy. I'm off to Mrs. Vendetti's crime scene. Okay, but we need to talk about when you get back. Stay safe. Okay? She gave me a soft kiss on the cheek as I rushed off. She's a slut. Part of me wanted to stay and tell her it would be okay, but it would be a lie. Wow, I'm just blowing through these chapters. Oh, the music. The alley was located just behind the high-rise apartments where Mayor Vendetti and his wife lived. I could tell the police were spooked now. The crime scene was even sloppier than the last. They hadn't even bothered to submit the trash into evidence. Okay, well, I'll check the trash then. Why wouldn't they at least look through the dumpster? It seemed untouched. No one wants to do the dirty work. But I know how to find the good stuff. It really doesn't take long if you know what to look for. Lightweight bags usually mean someone was dumping documents. If you were lucky, they didn't bother to shred them. Jackpot. Shell companies, shady stock trades, bribes. I knew Mayor Vanetti was crooked, but this is unbelievable. And there was more. Letters between Mayor Vanetti and Chief Amato, talking about me. How they were trying to get me shut down. They didn't like me snooping around crime scenes all the time. Well, they weren't here to stop me snooping around this one. Look at the car. Kind of an interesting car. Vanetti's car. If he's still alive, why wouldn't he have just left in his car? It didn't make any sense. I honestly wasn't too motivated to find him, but the stakes were too high, and my bet was edging toward the unthinkable. As I searched around for anything that might assuage my fears, I caught the scent again. It overwhelmed my other senses with undulating pleasure. It was intoxicating. A weapon used on the weak-willed. A weapon I knew all too well. Though it had been many years since I had used it. What? What are they talking about? Was there another like me? Was I being framed? It wasn't possible, was it? I was taking my inhibitors. I was reformed. I used to practice magic or something? But the nightmares, the headaches, the memory lapses. I couldn't even trust myself. I started walking back out the alley when something shiny caught my eye. A watch. Not just any watch, though. Is it my watch? My watch. How long had my wrists been bare? Surely I just dropped it when I first came down the alley. I checked the time just before I left the office. Hadn't I? Or had I used the wall clock? I couldn't be sure. I couldn't be sure of anything. So I ran. I don't know why I ran back to the office. The cops would probably show up any minute to knock the door down and cart me away. They would put it together before long. Maybe it would be best for everyone if I simply faced my own reflection. But Lily was still there waiting for me. Jack, what's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost. My own ghost, come back to haunt me from the past. You're not making sense, Jack. Come, sit down. You don't understand. You're not safe around me. I took a good look at her as I prepared to shove her out of the door. I noticed she was wearing the same thing she had when we first came to my office 3 days ago. A beautiful purple dress. Has she been murdering everybody? Oh, she's been murdering everybody and then framing me. Either I'm doing it or with a piece torn. Oddly, I hadn't noticed before, but it made her seem out of place, out of time. From the past? And it was frayed around the edges, torn in places. My chair caught my fall as my knees failed me. It was you. You were the monster. Succubus. Oh, Jack. We are one and the same, you and I. We are both monsters. I'm simply more honest with myself. There's no such thing as reformation. Those pills you take only make you dull. Beasts like us should never suppress our true natures as you have, incubus. Interesting, very interesting term. Those men were probably dead too, now I figured. She probably took them to her lair and harvested their seed. Their seed, huh? I can only imagine what they're referring to. So you've done all this just to wake me up? You could say that. Though it seemed enough just to have you doubt yourself. You believed you were still capable of such horrors, which means deep down, you probably are. You can't escape it. Now I need you to complete the deed. You took my watch. Mess with my head. Oh, don't act like I didn't do you a favor. Those men hated you and wanted you gone, and now they are gone. She's not wrong. I mustered the strength to stand again, moving casually to the window by the door. She was right about one thing. I was dull, weak compared to her. If I refused her and she attacked me, I was a dead man. I had to keep talking to her. I had to keep her talking. I've never met a succubus who seduces and kills women. Oh, please. Such a 14th century stereotype. I don't discriminate when it comes to pleasure of the flesh. That's weird. But I do still need an incubus like yourself to take the tainted seed I've harvested from those awful men and plant it among the fertile masses for me. I'm tired of draining my lovers just to survive. I'm ready to settle down and start a family. Ha, 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 ha. The maniacal laughter. I positioned myself carefully, making sure she was looking my direction. Sorry, but I'm not your guy. With a quick flick of the wrist, I whipped the old bedsheet off the corner mirror. Lily was blinded by her own reflection and sucked into the mirror with a painful, monstrous scream. Trapped. That's how you get rid of an incubus or succubus? You trap them in a mirror? Make them look at themselves? Shielding my own eyes, I pulled a revolver from my side drawer, aimed it at the mirror, and fired. Oh! Well, that was a very interesting game. Okay, got a couple more games that they made. But anyway, that's the end of The Monster Inside. That was a great game. I love the art style, I love the music. It kind of brought me back to like a 1950s kind of, I don't know, kind of feel to it. I love that. I was not expecting kind of the, I don't want to say paranormal, but like with incubuses and succubuses and stuff like that. I was not expecting the game to kind of lead that way. I was expecting like a realistic kind of game, but I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I wasn't expecting it, but it's a good thing. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, this is Monster Inside. Link in the description below. And if you have any other games you want me to play, just try to comment them, and I'll see what I can do. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and carry on.